And we move right along. Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter for a reported $43 billion in cash. 43 billion. I think it was like 52, 54.20. Yeah, because he wanted to put 420 in he wanted to put 420 in the my bank in the price. And that's not $54.20 like some people on Twitter thought, like he was just offering $54.20. It's $54.20 per share. And I'm pretty sure it was Goldman and Sachs that said they're only worth around 30 or so. So it's like that's like $20 above market value per share. That was a pretty damn good fucking deal. And the Twitter board took a poison pill, which we'll get into after this segment, and they denied it and whatnot. But I think that violates the fiduciary duty to make the shareholders money, because I didn't even let the shareholders vote. I think Elon Musk, I think he said he was going to try and like get them on board with him to vote and stuff, and I think that's his plan B, because he did say in a TED Talk that he had a plan B if they turn this down. But let's, it was like last Thursday, but let's get into this article. So this is from Space.com. Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter for a reported $43 billion in cash. Well worth, way more than this failing business is even worth. And their choice, the response to this just tanked. It's going to tank the price. And these people, like, they care more about censoring your speech than they do about the company succeeding. It's insane. Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter. The billionaire founder and CEO of SpaceX, who also runs Tesla, announced the bid to buy the social media company Thursday, April 14th, on the Twitter platform itself, and shared a link to the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC filing he submitted as part of the process. I made an offer, Elon Musk wrote on Twitter, where he was over 80 million followers. I mean, he probably shouldn't have said he made an offer, because then the leftists wouldn't have cried, and then maybe the CEO would have taken, the board would have taken it, because they wouldn't, but I digress. Maybe not, because they did try to like limit his power by joining the board, which is probably why he tried to like do this, because he wants to make change. And I know people like, he may be a borderline Bond villain, but we need a free and open communication system for his goal of Mars. So right now our goals do align, and the enemy of my enemy would be my friend. I'm not saying he is a Bond villain. I'm not saying he isn't a Bond villain, because I know some people of you think he's the devil, and some people, like I even had somebody trying to claim that he was part of the New World Order, even though he fights against those things. Like they want less people in the world, he wants more people in the world so he can get to Mars. Like there, he has his own motives, but they don't align with the Great Reset, World Economic Forum, NWO garbage. It just that's fact. Musk laid out his plans for what could be the ultimate Twitter takeover in a letter to Brett Taylor, the chair of Twitter's board and Salesforce co-CEO. In the letter, Musk offered to buy 100% of Twitter for $54.20 per share in cash. The SpaceX CEO already owns a 9.2% stake in Twitter, which was announced earlier this month. If the stage goes through, Musk would pay $43 billion in cash to buy Twitter, according to Reuters. I invested in Twitter as I believed in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe, and I believe free speech is a societal imperative for a functioning democracy, Musk wrote in the letter. However, since making my investment, I now realize that the company will neither thrive nor serve the social imperative in its current form. Twitter needs to be transformed as a private company. Musk wrote that his offer to buy Twitter represented a 54% premium over what he paid for in his initial stake, and a 385% premium over Twitter's stock price from just before his price investment was announced. My offer is my best and final offer, and if it's not accepted, I would need to reconsider my position as a shareholder, Musk wrote in the letter. Twitter has extraordinary potential. I will unlock it. If he dumps his stock, like, it will tank the stock. Like Mari, like he'll tank the price of the stock, and he can buy it up even cheaper. Winning. This is basically a hostile takeover, if you ask me. He's trying to take over the company hostilely and make these changes. It's like they should have just accepted his offer, because I like to see how this goes. I wonder if they're going to win or if he's going to lose. I mean, he's a pretty damn good businessman, and they're a failing business model. No, it is like if you're going to ask me to put money on this, like this was a boxing match, I'm not going to head. I'm like I'm going for that. Like it's all in on Musk. Like Musk is a prolific Twitter user who regularly uses the platform to share updates on SpaceX and Tesla operations. His personal thoughts on the current events, along with jokes, images, and memes. At times, Musk's Twitter use has led to trouble, like in 2018 when the SEC sued the billionaire for fraud over a tweet in August of that year, in which he wrote that he had secured funding to take Tesla, a public company, private at $420 per share. Musk and Tesla each paid a reported $20 million fine to settle the dispute with the SEC. According to Forbes, Musk is currently the richest person in the world and has current net worth of around $302 billion, about third more than his space rival Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon Blue Origin, who has a net worth about $194 billion. And I don't even think that like SpaceX hasn't gone public yet, so that his net worth is calculated by his public holdings and stuff. So I believe he's probably in the trillions. He's probably the world's first walking trillionaire, if you ask me. But that's another story. So that's what he threw in this offer to buy Twitter, and as we're going to get into in the next segment, they're trying to play fuck games, and he was on TED Talks that Thursday, and they asked him about it, and they said, "What happens if they turn him down?" And he was like, "I got a plan B." The host of the TED Talk, because it was like an interview talk, which is weird. I've never seen that before, but it was a TED Talk. They asked him what if he had a plan if they did that, and he said, I have a plan B, and they to try to elaborate on it, and he was like, when the time comes, I'll talk about it. Until then, I'm not going to talk about it, which is a good move, trying to keep some of your and when you play poker, you don't expect, especially if you're playing Texas Hold'em, you got those two cards that you don't see, so like must put down the other cards like you're supposed to as the dealer, but we'll see how it goes, because like I said, they're not too enthused about this. The leftists were like crying all over Twitter, thinking he was gonna like be the second coming of Hitler on the internet or something. Like I don't. Oh my God! This is the world we live in. The perpetual clown music intensifies. I'm just fucking saying. Thank you for checking out this clip of my Thought of the Day podcast. You can catch this podcast every Tuesday through Friday at that'sonpoint.info by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how winning is done. New clips go out daily, and we can't do this without you, so we appreciate your support. With that being said, consider joining for $5 a month, and you get early access to the uncensored version of this, early access to our weekly That's On Point podcast, and access to exclusive content only for members. All the money that we receive is going to go funnel back into this to hire more journalists and do more things for you guys, because that's how winning is done. It really is. We got a merch store and stuff. You can help there, and if you can't help via money, you can always just leave a comment, and share this out there, because that helps us more than you can immensely know. That's the best way to help. Just leave a comment, and share. And if you're listening to us, leave a review. Leave a good review. Help us boost us in the podcast ratings and get us up there, because that's how winning is done. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.